Meron
Kayo na
ho
nga,
kasing
gobyerno na kayo. Kayo na nagsasabi na hindi nyo na-recognize. Bakit ako pa mag-recognize?
Maraming ibinunyag nung nakaraang hearing, kaya't mag-umpisa tayo kay Secretary Remulla with a very simple question. Is the Constitution the supreme law over all other laws? Simple lang po.
Yes, ma'am.
So it is also supreme over all other treaties.
Yes, ma'am.
Kapag nagkaroon ng conflict sa Constitution at yung Rome Statute, alin ang maghahari?
The Constitution prevails.
Kapag may pag-iiba sa saligang batas at yung RA 9851, alin ang mangingibabaw?
Ang saligang batas po.
Parati ang saligang batas, di po ba? Maliwanag ho yun. The President has been saying that the country was just complying with obligations and commitments to the Interpol in arresting and turning over the former President to the ICC. For the nth time, liwanagan na lang natin, a red notice from the Interpol is not a warrant of arrest. Is that correct? Perhaps the PCTC can help us here.
Tama po kayo, Madam Chair. Ang red notice po ay hindi siya ang warrant of arrest.
At ang pagka-alam ko, nung November 21, 2024, may nakita ako pero hindi ko na mahanap ngayon, biglang nawala sa ating website, sa DOJ website, isang legal opinion tungkol sa UAE na sinasaad na hindi maaring ang Pilipino ay hindi hayaan umuwi, ano? Maliwanag po 'yun. Kaya't nagtataka ako kung baka naman si Attorney Chan may kopya pa nun kasi ikaw raw yata yung author. November 21, ito tungkol sa UAE to. Walang kinalaman dito sa kay PRRD.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair. I do not recall having issued a specific opinion on that date, Your Honor.
Would you recall number 50? A memo number 50. It's no longer in the website for some mysterious
opinion
reason.
number 50.
If you could just look it up, we'd be very grateful.
We'll get
and we'd
back
like
to you
have
on that
a copy.
within the afternoon, Madam
Sige,
Chair.
Attorney Chan, maraming salamat. Ngayon, yung tinatanong ng lahat, yung obligasyon sa ilalim ng isang treaty, ibig sabihin ba, ligtas na sa ating Bill of Rights, sa mga karapatan pantao? Ibig ko sabihin, kapag may obligasyon ng Pilipinas sa ICC, sa Interpol, do we still have to comply with the Bill of Rights that guarantees the rights to the accused and to the arrested?
That's a given.
Certainly, the Bill of Rights is there precisely to limit the powers of the government, and if the government can circumvent the Bill of Rights by just entering a treaty, then the rights guaranteed under Article 3 of the Constitution are no longer secure, hindi po ba? So, can compliance with the ICC obligations allow the government to disregard the Bill of Rights? Hindi po ba? Maliwanag po yun. At for the same reason na talaga ang nangingibabaw sa lahat ay yung ating konstitusyon. So kahit papano napilitan na maaresto at itangay ang dating Pangulo sa ICC dahil daw sa ilang obligasyon, pandaigdigan, kinakailangan talagang sumunod pa rin tayo sa ating saligang batas, lalo na yung Article 3. Talagang sagrado po yun, di po ba? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So, ang tanong namin at tanong ng lahat ng sambayanan, bakit ang pamahalaan, ang administrasyon, hindi muna kumuha ng court-issued warrant galing sa Pilipinas bago inaresto si Presidente Duterte? Why didn't the administration secure a court order before flying the President out of the country? Nung last hearing, may sinasabi si Secretary Remulla na yung nangyari surrender, hindi extradition. At hindi katulad ng extradition, sa surrender, hindi kinakailangan mag-issue ng warrant of arrest para damputin ang dating Pangulo. Tama po ba yun? Kasi yun ang sinabi nyo dati nung...
Mga extradition kasi, hindi ho natin pwedeng gamitin dito sapagkat hindi tayo pwede mag-file ng extradition dahil nasa atin po yung tao. Ang extradition po na sinasabi ng batas ay yung court o yung arresting state, yung state pala na may warrant, ang mag-file ng extradition sa Pilipinas. Kaya surrender lang po talaga ang option natin. Wala ho tayong ibang option.
Kabisado ko po yan. Panahon pa ng tatay ko, yung extradition law natin, ako yata nag-type nung bata. Ang tanong dito, under surrender, there's no need for a Philippine court to issue a warrant. Ang sabi po ninyo. That's the stand of the government. Is that
Opo,
correct?
iyon po yung aming stand.
Does this not contravene the Bill of Rights that we've already agreed upon as being sacred and above all else, particularly the right of deprivation of liberty without due process,
Yung due process
the
po
right
kasi,
of liberty of abode?
kasi ang due process po dito, yung sa issuing body, yung nag-issue po na warrant of arrest if they observe due process. Ang alam po natin, 7 taon pong inimbestigahan itong kasong to, nagbigay po ng notice to sa mga kinauukulan na maaari nilang kasuhan. At pinayagan silang sumagot. Alam ko po yan na binigyan sila ng notice, may mga tanong na binigay sa kanila, pinayagan po sila sumagot. Kung ayaw po nila sumagot,
7
it's
taon
our own
ito
look
sa
back.
ibang bansa, hindi 7 taon dito sa Pilipinas.
Opo, habang tayo po isaklaw ng ICC,
Hindi pa rin saklaw yan sa ating batas.
Hindi,
Kasi
ano ho?
ayon sa ating batas,
Hindi, habang tayo po ay saklaw ng ICC, binigyan na po ng due process yung mga tao.
Madam Chair.
Yes,
can I interject?
Senator De La Rosa, please.
May I know from the good secretary, saan kayo nakakuha ng information na yan? Na yung mga
Ganun ho kasi
civilians
ang-
binigyan ng tanong, pinapasagot yung mga akusado. Saan po kayo nakakuha ng informasyon na yan?
Tsaka sinusubukan po nilang kausapin. Yun po yung alam ko. Talagang
I'm asking about yung sinabi mo kanina.
natural po yan,
Binigyan.
nakalakaran, kasi kahit anong korte po, ay binibigyan ng pagkakataon na sumagot ang tao sa mga paratang sa kanya.
I was not.
Senator Bato, nakalista ka. Binigyan ka ba ng pagkakataon noong nakaraang 7 taon na sumagot sa anumang aligasyon?
Meron nag-communicate sa opisina ko na gusto akong kausapin. So that's it. Hanggang doon lang.
Siguro hindi
Kinausap niyo ba ho?
pa process.
Kasi kung kinausap niyo, marahil ay sinabi na sa inyo yung nais nila sabihin.
Bakit ko kausapin? Sinabi mo na nga na hindi niyo recognize yung jurisdiction ng ICC. Kayo mismo, from DOJ. Ilang bisis mo sinasabi noon, Madam Chair, na hindi na recognize. Ako pa, i-recognize ko na ako mismo ang kinakasuhan? Kayo
Meron
na
ho
nga,
kasing
gobyerno na kayo. Kayo na nagsasabi na hindi nyo na-recognize. Bakit ako pa mag-recognize?
Meron po kasing residual powers ang ICC eh. Yun po
Sabi
yung
ninyo, 1 taon lang yung residual power.
Oho,
So,
pero
bakit
yung
2019 to 2020,
yung buong ano ho,
bilang
yung
yun?
buong panahon na dumaan mula 2011 hanggang 2018, ito po ay panahon na meron pong jurisdiction ng ICC sa ating bansa, sa ating mga citizen. Ngunit katapos nun, nawala na ho yung itong, hindi na ho na natin maaring kilalanin sapagkat umatras po tayo sa pamagitan sa ICC nung inatras po ni President Duterte noong 2017 na naging effective lamang noong 2018.
Madam Chair, if I may.
Yes, Senator Bato.
Siguro, Secretary Remulla, you are aware about yung dalawang dissenting opinion na sinabi ng dalawang miyembro ng pre-trial chamber ng ICC na nagsasabi na yung jurisdiction, about temporal jurisdiction, ang magti-trigger lamang ng investigation is yung paghihingi ng pag-request ng permission ng prosecutor to the ICC. At ito'y ginawa nila 2 years after nag-effect yung ating withdrawal from the ICC. Ginawa po nila yan, 2 years. Kaya nga, dalawang dissenting opinion yun eh. So sana, kung tayo, if you want to interpret itong mga bagay-bagay na ito, sana we have to interpret it in favor of our people. Tao natin ito eh. Pilipino ito. Bakit natin papaboran yung mga foreigner na mga banyaga na yan? Sila na nga nagsabi, it was the request for to conduct investigation was triggered 2 years after nag-effect yung ating withdrawal. But then again, Madam Chair, I will leave it at that. Please continue.
Yes, Senator Cayetano, please.
Just a manifestation on that point, and of course, our friend, the DOJ Secretary, can rebut or give a retort. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Justice Ascuna, thank you very much po for giving us time and being here today. Actually, isang main contention siguro yung residual power sa case sa Supreme Court, and as the Justice Secretary said, it's sub judice, and of course, everyone will be waiting for the decision of the Supreme Court. Ang point ko lang kasi, both sides, the pro-Duterte, anti-Duterte, want accountability. The pro-Duterte feels that the accountability is the drug lords, etc. And if President Duterte did something that amounts to a crime, pero ang accountability dapat dito sa Pilipinas at tamang proseso. So doon naman sa gustong i-hold, anti-Duterte, gusto siyang i-hold accountable, siguro naman ay it's safe to assume that they also want yung tamang proseso. So the thing is, there was an actual Supreme Court case, the Pangilinan versus Cayetano, questioning, I think the Secretary of Foreign Affairs noon, kaya named, questioning nga yung kung kailangan ng Senate concurrence yung withdrawal ng natin from the Rome Statute, no, from yung ICC. Pero nakalagay din dun sa case na yon, let me paraphrase, that the Supreme Court can continue to review yung actions nung executive. So my problem with yung interpretation dun sa residual powers, kasi nga, di ba, sa 5 judge sa ICC, yung 2 nagsabing, wala kaming jurisdiction. Kasi nung sinimulan namin yan, tapos na dun sa residual na 1 year. But 3 judges, justices said na pwede. So my problem kasi is walang World Supreme Court eh. So there's only the ICC Court, then the Appellate Court. Unlike kung dito natin final sa judiciary natin, then yung interpretation whether they still have jurisdiction or not would have been done under Philippine law. And President Duterte would have been able to present his case not only as to jurisdiction, but as to whether or not there is probable cause. So I'll stop there, Madam Chair. And again, I think this is a point of disagreement, but I just like to manifest that, no, that we can argue back and forth whether or not may jurisdiction ng ICC, and the reality is nandun na si President Duterte. But for future cases, whether it's Senator Bato or others named, I gave 2 examples, no? If suddenly there's a witness from Marawi and they said that our troops killed children and women, and then nag-issue ng arrest ang ICC, or if the military suddenly uncovers a mass grave in any part of the country and says na nilibing yan during 2011 to 2015, I want to know whether the ICC can issue a warrant and then pwedeng idiretso na silang i-expel, i-deport, or whatever we call it. And I guess in the finality, Secretary, is that the Supreme Court will rule on that. No? But just to clarify matters, I want to put that on record, that that's what I want clarified. Madam Chair, thank you.